Well, here we go again, Hall and Company Part 2, or Rambles in the quieter parts of Ireland, where tourists are seldom seen. So we thought, I don't know why, that we'd start in the pretty little town of Tallow here in County Waterford, noted for its fishing, by the way. And it's set, as you can see, amid gentle hills and green pasture land, and it looks the picture of peace and tranquility. And at the same time, looking down there, you might wonder, who are we going to run into and what will they talk to us about? Well, as a matter of fact, I'm wondering the same thing myself. But your time will tell.
How are you doing this for?
The man you see here instructing these children in the rudiments of hurling is Ned Power, the principal school teacher in Tallow National School. Ned Power, Waterford All-Ireland hurling star 1959 and Cork Hall of Fame award winner 1986. This is your life.
I thought you said this was my wife. Things aren't as bad as all
This
that.
is your life. I'm going to quote to you now a piece of lyric prose by our old friend Paddy Downey in the Irish Times in November the 4th, 1963. Now, children, listen to this now.
1963.
Power was invincible. He stopped a score of stinging drives. He plucked the ball from the air with delightful nonchalance. He moved to and fro across the clawing surfaces of both goalmouths with the litheness and grace of a ballet dancer. What sort of a goalkeeper was he, lad? Now, tell me the truth. Was he a good goal? Was he a good... He was what? Massive. Really, was he really as good as all that? Well, well, well.
Best ever.
A hero to your pupils. That's not bad.
No, thanks.
But I tell you what, all this has sunk into complete insignificance beside your latest triumph, because it must be the greatest moment of your life to be nominated for the Personality of the Year. Is it the Personality of the Year it was? The Man of the Year in Fermoy by the people of Cork, and you were a Waterford man. What did you do to deserve that, or how did you wreak your charms upon them?
Well, the only thing I can think of that they blame me for is I married a Cork woman. And that is always the best bet you can have for at least catching their attention, if not holding it.
What was the nomination? What did they say?
Oh,
to you?
yeah. Oh, the Hall
Roughly.
of Fame.
Yes, the Hall of Fame, yeah.
Hall of Fame. I think the fact that it's quite a few years since I played now, and that I have been busy in hurling ever since, and been involved in other sports too, because I had many different sports that claimed the attention. I think that's what made them realise in my old age that I may as well be honoured.
No, you're not that old. You're hardly a day over 35.
I'm glad you said that now. I feel only a day over 35 or 2, though a day like this wouldn't be the right one to feel.
What age is he? 56. What? 90? 100?
Oh, please get my walking stick. Yes.
Right. Well, of course it was a tremendous honour, all right. And I suppose, well now, hearsay as far as I'm concerned, but it's been given up to you by many that I've spoken to, that you really were an absolutely outstanding goalkeeper.
I don't know what to say to that.
No, I don't say anything to it, but I'm saying. But I wonder, what would you think now? Speaking from your vast experience, what do you think of hurling today in your native county?
Well, things aren't so good.
No.
What do I think of it? I think that it's certainly far from being the game it was, or at the strength that it was, you know, some years back. Still, I'm hopeful, Frank.
You're hopeful?
I certainly am.
Yeah.
Because amongst the present bunch, there are many young, promising guys that I can see will make it.
Yes.
Now, what they need above all is experience and
yeah.
more skill and more coaching, to use one simple word that describes it. Because, but they have the first of all the commitment to their county. I'm quite satisfied with that. It will take a little time, and above all, it will take a big effort, and not just on any one person's part. You know, it will take a big effort from their part, on their part, and
people like
others.
you all over the county. That's the same.
Well, I wish to God there were, you know, an awful lot of people like that, because all I'm doing is what anybody should be doing who can, and that is helping lads and lasses too, and lasses too. You might.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yes. At first, I thought some of the boys were painting their fingernails.
You did?
I did, but then I realised they were girls. I was a bit surprised. Yes.
Well, we always like to have a little charm and a little grace.
Of course.
You know, in amongst the rather stern business of hurling.
Of course. But when you're talking about commitment, do you feel that you know, at your level, or people who should be given an example, that there are not enough of them?
There are not. No, I'm certain of that. Because really, it's where the work is being done that you'll see the results.
Right.
For instance, Lismore, our neighbouring town. There's a Christian brother there who is doing so much work that it's bound to rub off, and they have raised their standard an awful lot in the last few years, simply because one man is doing a heck of a lot.
Right.
And I only wish to God there were more doing it, because lads need it, and lasses, they need somebody to go out with them, even on a poor day like today, and enjoy themselves. It's all about that, and to benefit from it, because...
So you need one man in each town?
Oh, at least you do.
One man in each town.
And in each school, if I should say so. School.
Yeah, of course.
Because if it doesn't start in the schools, it's far too late afterwards. Poor old clubs do their best, but they are depending on the school to give them the raw material, as you might say.
Of course. Finally, I noticed, I don't know if this is typical of the instrument you still use, but you don't use the big boss, do you?
Oh, no, I never did.
What?
I didn't, for the simple reason that the big boss, I honestly think, won't, except psychologically, do any more for you. In fact, it can be a big hindrance.
Really?
And I could cite games where it might offend if I did, where goalkeepers have stopped the ball and then didn't know in the name of God where it was.
Right.
They couldn't control it. I'm not speaking of Noel Skehan. He had a hurley which he could manage with one hand, which is the real test. Yeah. And that meant he had complete control. But games have been lost because of that.
Yes. You think that's big enough?
Well, strange enough, it is, because it's light enough and I can move it quickly. Right. And if I just can't control the ball with that, I'm not so sure that a bigger one will
use,
In fact, that's one I played in a county final with. And we won it 3 years ago, just.
The county final 3 years ago? My goodness. And you were a man at 56, or between 56 and 100. I God, that's good work.
That's right. I had good lads with me.
You were only 53 or 97 at that time.
One or the other, Frank, yes. I think we'll settle for that. But it's better, I think, to have one that you can manage. Yeah. I tell all the lads and lasses here the same thing. Right. I'd rather that they would have a hurley too short, too light, than too long and too heavy. Really? Because you won't enjoy yourself, and it comes back to enjoyment, as far as I'm concerned, all the way. Right. And the more you enjoy yourself, the better you want to become, and the better you become. Yeah. I think that's it.